The Hotel Transylvania films are weird because I remember applauding the first film so much when all the other critics were like wagging their finger at it, because critics really did not like that first film. But then with the second film, the critics liked it a little bit more, and I liked it a little bit less.
So it's basically...
And this is the best reviewed one so far, and it's probably my least favorite of them so far. Like I'm going in like a weird, like, I don't even know what I was doing with my hands. I'm just, there you go.
Cross, like, is what you're trying
That'll be a weird, I'm glad I no longer have to do that thing where I have to, like, find a freeze frame for our title card. Because the title card for this one would have just been me going,
Yeah.
I'm warding off Dracula, everyone. It's a cross. But yeah, hey everyone, it's me, Aaron.
I'm Michelle.
This is our post-Geekout reaction for Hotel Transylvania 3, Transylvania Vacation.
Summer vacation.
Whatever. Vacation, all I ever wanted. Vacation, had to get away.
I'm just kind of disappointed that there was no, like, spooky pun in the title, or like...
I think they kind of stopped trying with the gags.
Yeah.
It's weird because, to me, as I mentioned, this is probably my least favorite of them, but I feel like the first one was definitely way better than the average critic gives it due for, which is weird. I think a lot of critics have come around on that. I think a lot of critics have kind of gone, you know what, we were too hard on that first one. It actually is all right. And there's like a whole generation of like younger critics out there, like ones who grew up on Gendy Tartakovsky, who actually do really like it. Like a lot of the younger critics and like critics who like really appreciate animation, they really do enjoy that first film. But yeah, as these films go along, like the problems I have had with the franchise kind of gets higher, like it kind of gets more noticeable.
Yeah.
Because after I finish watching the Hotel Transylvania films, or at least when I think back to the Hotel Transylvania films, I always think to myself, oh, okay, here's all the good things. Here's the stuff that worked out. Here's the stuff that I really enjoyed. That thing was really great in it. This thing was really great in it. But I always forget the negatives. And in this film, literally like a couple minutes into it, I just went, oh, now I remember. Yeah, okay, it's coming back to me.
So like, I actually liked all the films like equally. But
okay.
yeah, it's like they all have their downsides, but they also all have their pluses, their positives.
Yeah.
So eventually, I feel like they all like even out. Like, I don't think they're, like, absolutely amazing, but I think they're just cute and fun films, and if your kid wants to, like, watch them during Halloween, go for it. I wouldn't mind sitting down and watching them with them.
Yeah, even though I'm coming in here and saying that this is my personal least favorite of them, I still think it's fine.
Yeah.
And especially for little kids.
I mean, the kids in the audience were loving this.
The kids were really digging it, yeah. And this is going to drive me nuts. Sorry, yeah, there we go. That was driving me insane. Just the tiniest little... there we go. Yeah, the kids were really enjoying it, but I kind of feel like with the other films, there was stuff in there that like even the adults could enjoy. And I feel like with this one, it's the most kid-focused. But I also want to come in here and like the big thing that has to be applauded in this film is the same that has to be applauded in all the films. I think it's the reason why you're more positive on these films than I am, or at least especially on like the third one or the second one here, because I did really enjoy the first one. But these are animator films.
Oh yes.
If you are an animation junkie, if you are just obsessed with like the process of animation, with the art style of these artists, yeah, these movies are made for you. And that's the star of these films.
Yeah, exactly. It's made, like you said, it's made by Gendy Tartakovsky, and it's like, I'm sorry if I messed up his name, but he is like a very well-known animator. He like knows his stuff.
Dexter's Lab,
Samurai Jack,
Symbiotic Titan, which, man, I did not like Symbiotic Titan when it first came on. I watched like one episode, I was like, this ain't my thing. And then like years later, I caught in reruns and went, oh! I get it now. This actually is really darn good.
You just happen to like watch the one average or not so good episode.
That's how it always is. Isn't that how it goes? Have you ever tried to get a friend of yours into a show and then you show them like whatever the new episode is and you're just like, oh, this was one of the bad ones. No. That's kind of how it was with me and Symbiotic Titan. And years later when I caught like from the beginning, I went, oh my god, this show actually is really good. So with Toonami like buying up like Samurai Jack and bringing it back, Fooly Cooly and bringing it back, maybe get Symbiotic Titan in there for another season?
Please.
All you gotta do is just say, from the guy who brought you Samurai Jack. Remember how good that last season of Samurai Jack is that we brought back? We're doing that again.
It's like funny how you like mention like the animation, because like it kind of bothered me in the
Really?
Like here's the thing, it's like I I love squash and stretch. That's like the basics of 2D animation. So when you apply it to 3D animation, I'm really amazed because 3D animation is very...
Tartakovsky does that better than anybody, too.
Like 3D animation is like very rigged and stiff. So being able to like make things like flow and squash and stretch is amazing, but I felt like they took it too far.
This definitely has the most of it in it.
Yeah, I kind of felt like they exaggerated it too much.
Yeah, I can totally get that.
So if they could just like tone it back a bit, I would have liked it a bit more.
And that kind of goes into what my problem with all these films are. Because even the first one, which I really like, I had one big problem with it, which is it moves so damn fast. Every single one of the Hotel Transylvania films is joke, 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 line, 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 get to this thing, get to that thing, run over there, run over and do this thing, run to this thing right now and do this thing over here. And this one, yeah, like I said, like 2 minutes into this film, so much had already happened that I was just like, oh, now I remember. That was my problem with these films. They move so fast. And yeah, when it goes into the and that applies to the animation as well, because I think in this one, yeah, man, he was just going for it. And it's like, damn, I never thought I would tell Genndy Tartakovsky pull back on the animation.
Yeah,
but
it's like the thing is like
just a tiny bit, just like pull back.
Like even like during just like simple conversations, their like faces were like squashing and stretching all over the place.
So much.
And it's like they're trying to like take this seriously. This is a serious conversation. Maybe not like have them like go all over the place exactly.
Yeah, it feels like there is never any time that these films slow down. The first film at least had that one moment where Dracula stopped and told the story of his wife dying. I was like, oh shoot, okay, all right. You had that moment. You gave me that little breather. It was quick still. It was a quick breather, but it was still something. Second one, there wasn't really much, but you still got like tiny little bits of stuff. Here, it doesn't feel like there's any slowdown ever in this film. And yeah, like I said, there are moments in which Dracula is talking about finding love again, hooking up with someone again, like finding someone after his wife, going on a date again. And yeah, it feels like that maybe should be something, but no, he's still just going all over the place like this. Yeah, and it's like, wow, man. I'm impressed by what you can do.
Yes,
but chill the fudge down for a second.
You gotta learn when to use squash and stretch properly. So.
Yeah, but when he does use it properly, it looks fantastic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Genndy Tartakovsky can do things with his animation that I kept thinking, if this was any other film by any other director, I would be looking at this like, oh God, you're kidding me, right? There's so many dance numbers in this.
Yeah.
And they look fantastic. And I'm just... Normally in any other films, like, oh, we just break for a dance number? This is stupid. Here it looks so damn good. You're just like, all right, sure, go for it. I'll enjoy this. There's a moment in which Dracula, they're all on a cruise.
Yes.
And Dracula's got his summer outfit on. He's got the Hawaiian shirt, the short shorts, the black socks, and he comes out and it's just a dance number of, I can't remember what song was playing. Like,
no, I can't remember either.
It was like just that move song, whatever that is. I'm not cool. I don't know what cool songs are. But he's playing that song. And he's just dancing like towards the camera with his legs just stretching out. Yeah. Plop, plop in front of him. Almost kicked the camera there. And yeah, it just looks so good that I was like, I should not like this, but I do. And then like the Blob joins him and starts dancing behind him. And I was like, you get it, Blob, get in there. This is actually really fun. And there is a scene in here where everyone just stops to do the Macarena. And that should be so eye-rolling, but Genndy Tartakovsky makes it look so damn good.
Also, they kind of point out how silly it is.
Fair enough. I have always said, if you do something stupid in a film, make sure that you stop and point it out. That was something I forgot to mention in the Skyscraper review we just did a little while ago. That scene where Dwayne Johnson has to climb along the side of a building with duct tape on his hands to go and jump into a wind turbine to shut off a security measure. Yeah. Right before he goes out the window, he goes, this is stupid. And I just went, you know what? Okay, all right. I'm with you on this scene. It's kind of what it was with the Macarena scene in this one, too. But what this film is about is Drax. Yeah, he's Drax. Why did I say that?
This isn't Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, exactly. I keep wanting to shorten it to Drax. They call him that in here, don't they?
They call him Drac.
Drac, okay. That's why I was like, That's why I stopped halfway through Drax, like, Drax? Like, no,
I thought you were doing
right.
Drac and,
Drax is.
Yes,
no.
Drax, yeah.
No, I just screwed it up because I was like, wait, no, that's not right. Stop, abort. No, I'm halfway through the word. So Drac, he's lonely, and he started holding weddings at the hotel. And it's like, I need someone again. And he goes on, like, Ghost Tinder or whatever, like Monster Tinder, to find someone. And his daughter has now been working at the hotel, which I was like, oh, that's a cute thing.
Yeah,
like, I enjoy seeing
taking care of the family business.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And especially when you think back to the first one where she wanted to get out of the hotel. It's like, no, she enjoys working there now. It's like, okay, that's great. She has decided, you know what, he's overworked. So I'm going to book us a cruise. So they get on a cruise. It's a cruise going off to Atlantis.
Yes.
It's in the Bermuda Triangle, though,
yes.
we should point that out. And the person running the ship is a human. It's the great-granddaughter of Van Helsing, which this film actually opened up with Jim Gaffigan. I would never have picked that as who was Van Helsing. Jim Gaffigan is playing Van Helsing. Man, I am glad to see that guy back. He has not really been in anything for a while, and he was really darn good here. I forgot how good he is at making silly voices.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's in here. The film opens up with like a montage of all the times throughout history that Van Helsing just got his butt kicked by Dracula, and she's the great-granddaughter of him. So it's her family legacy to take out Dracula. But of course, Dracula falls in love with her, and then she kind of starts to fall in love with him, and then it's like a back and forth where they're going on dates, but she's trying to kill him, but then she starts falling for him. But they're trying to get to the lost city of Atlantis because Van Helsing is still alive, and he's basically saying, listen, I've studied for generations, there's a totem there. If I get it, then I can use the Kraken to kill all the monsters. Because a human can't kill a monster, it has to be a monster. So that's basically the film, and yeah, we're not even going to do a spoiler corner on this one. Normally, after we do the review, after we give the score, we do a little spoiler talk. There's nothing really...
No, there's nothing.
Do you know... Yeah, does anyone not know how this is going to turn out? Like,
yeah, it's like very by the number.
The second that she popped up, that the granddaughter of Van Helsing popped up, I just went, that's the great-granddaughter of Van Helsing. Like, I said granddaughter, but yeah, I was like, yeah, that's...
Great-granddaughter, but yeah, you know.
Yeah, so yeah.
Her name is Erica.
Thank you. I knew that you would get that one right, because I am terrible with names. So, yes. Again, I saw that and I was just like, yeah, she's the great-granddaughter of Van Helsing. Only thing I didn't really call is that Van Helsing would turn out to still be alive. But I was like, yeah, okay, he still has, that's no big surprise still. And then at the end of it, yeah, of course they're going to get together, they're going to fall in love. Which that would be really something if it turned out that she's like, nah, I'm actually here just to kill the monsters. That should be kind of an impressive twist for this film to take.
It'd be kind of messed up for like a family-friendly kid movie.
True.
So.
That's very true. But yeah, so there's really no surprises in this thing. And it's really just paint by number. They go from one place to the next. She tries to kill him at one place. Oh, I failed. Go on to the next thing. Okay. And of course, what's the daughter's name? Mabel?
Oh, wait. Which dog?
Daughter.
Daughter. Oh, yeah. Maven?
Mavis.
Yes, Mavis, yes.
Selena Gomez.
I thought you said which dog, and I thought you were talking about, like, the giant dog that they were trying to hide from everybody.
That was kind of a cute ring.
Yeah, it was cute. Like, I know that was, from, like, the
last film.
It was, from, like, not really from the last one, but, like, the short.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, like, the dog was introduced in, like, a Hotel Transylvania short that was in front of the Emoji Movie, and which I had not seen, but I heard about.
I remember seeing that one now. Okay.
Yeah, did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed nothing about the Emoji film.
No, I meant, like, the short.
I know. I know what you mean. It was cute.
Yeah.
It's like these movies. It's cute.
Yeah, it's like, I just kind of felt like it would have been hard. I don't know if like it would have been like kind of awkward to introduce this character if no one saw the Emoji Movie.
They do a decent enough job of just coming in like, whose idea was it to get this kid a dog? It was yours, Dad. Oh, right, that's me. Yeah, that's all that they had to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this film, it really is just like, it feels like you could have taken this entire thing and shortened it down to like a 15-minute long like Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah.
And it probably would have been better for it, but no, it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, I just kind of had trouble with the pacing a bit because
it's so fast.
Yeah, it's like, and like, there's just so much going on at once because you have to deal with Dracula, you gotta deal with like the kids trying to hide the dog, and then you have to like, then there's like random cuts of like the monsters doing silly things.
Every monster kind of has like their own smaller subplot in here, which I kind of actually appreciated that because I liked Drac's buddies in the previous films, but they were always there just kind of like to be Drac's friend. In this one, it feels like each of them kind of have their own lives going on.
Yes,
like,
but at the same time, it's like there's so much going on.
There's a lot, yeah.
And that's kind of like an issue I've always had with like sequels, because like you introduce another character, so in the next movie you gotta focus somewhat on them. So
yeah, it feels like. Actually, now that you mentioned the short that was in front of the Emoji Movie, it kind of would have been nice if every single one of the other monsters got like their own little short. And because if you want to explore these other characters, I think that would be a much better way to go about it.
It's like, I honestly just want like a Hotel Transylvania animated series.
Isn't it weird that we didn't get one?
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't it feel like it's just lined up for that? I mean, Gendy Tartakovsky has to have some connections back at Cartoon Network still. Yeah, I think that would be adorable if we got something like that.
Speaking of which, I kind of feel like because Gendy got screwed with the Popeye movie, it's like, okay, fine, I'll make a Hotel Transylvania movie, but they're gonna be out in the ocean. And there's gonna be...
Oh, no. There is a moment in which they get on the boat, and the first thing you see are feet, and they're very oddly shaped feet, and they look humanish, and I just went, if it turns out that's Popeye, oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Because honestly, like, Erica, she kind of looks like a Popeye character, like, the face.
Oh, she totally does.
Yeah. It's like, maybe this is kind of like his way of like trying to like cope.
Maybe she wasn't like an unused sketch that was going to be for a character in the Popeye film.
Maybe.
That, I could totally see something like that.
It's like another, like, I also want to like kind of point this out. I know it's like a minor thing, but it's like, I like the fact that like she's wearing all white and has white hair while Dracula is black.
That's nice.
Yeah, so it's like contrast. Like,
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, I know she was wearing all white, but I never once thought of it as being a contrast thing. You're right. That's really good. So yeah, she's kind of a fun character, and the actress playing her really gets into it. Everybody in here is definitely having a fun time with it. The only one who I looked at who might not really be like into it that much was Andy Samberg, which is weird since he was the star of like the first film.
Yeah.
In the first half of this film, he has almost no lines. It wasn't until the second half of this film that he actually like had stuff to do, and I honestly for a second thought, did they give him for like 5 minutes on like a lunch break at Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Like he just ran to him with the mic. He's like, here, you have like 3 lines. Just get them out there, man. That's all we need. But he does actually have some stuff later on in the film.
Yeah, like...
But he kind of felt a little bit like he was just going through the motions, like, I'm kind of doing other films right now.
Yeah.
I kind of have my own production company going right now, that kind of thing.
Or maybe it's like, oh crap, we forgot about this character. Help him out with Drac in the final battle.
Honesty, no one cares about that character.
No one cares about the humans. It's all about the monsters and the monster hunters.
We care about him in the first film because the whole point was a human stumbles onto this monster hotel.
Right.
We need a human for that. Wham, bam, done. After that, it was like, yeah, you could just go on the honeymoon, you two, and just leave us at the hotel. We're fine with that. I mean, if you want to just like have you two on like a hotel, on like a honeymoon, and like you're leaving your kid with his grandpa Drac, and every now and again you just call back and like, how's things going? It's like, oh, it's going fine. That's all we needed. We didn't need to like follow you after this point. So yeah, he doesn't really have all that much to do in here.
Yeah.
And also, Selena Gomez as the daughter, she is okay in this. She has this subplot of where she thinks that what was her name, Erica?
Yeah.
Yeah, she thinks that Erica is trying to kill her dad, which she is. But kind of a problem that, like, I look back at all the reasons why she would think that she's trying to kill him, and I'm like, there's really not nearly enough evidence for you to jump to that conclusion. Like, it's not even close.
Like, it would make sense, like, she mentions that, like, she was afraid of losing her dad, so I felt like that would have been, like, a better excuse, a better reason for her to, like, interlude or something like that. Yeah,
which, that gets brought up very rarely in here. It feels like they should have leaned way more into that. Leaned way more into the heart of it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's still fine in here.
Yeah.
The stars of the film are still all the people playing the monsters, which it's Adam Sandler's crew. And again, I stand by this. This is really the only film franchise where Adam Sandler's crew is like the main attraction. Where like they're the things you actually want to see in this film.
Yes.
They're actually good in this. Again, this is probably the thing that I like Kevin James in the most. He's actually still really good as Frankenstein. I really dug him. And Fran Drescher as his wife gets way more to do in this than she had in the previous one. We were just talking about how we explored the other monsters more, and it made the film feel kind of, I don't want to say jumbled, but busy. Like there was a little bit too much going on in the film. But it is good we finally got this stuff in here. Like, Fran Drescher in, like, the previous films just came in for, like, one line and then that was it. Or the worst of them all, Molly Shannon. I think she had 2 lines combined in the previous 2 films, and they were just like, oh, hi. That was it. And I'm like, why didn't you get Molly Shannon for that? She's way too big of an actress for that thing. In this one, she actually has some lines. She actually gets to have some fun in this. She actually gets to do some things. And Steve Buscemi, honestly, I think this is his best that he's been in any of the films. And he was actually one of my favorites in the previous films. I think he's one of the best animated of any of the monsters. And he's great in it. They even gave David Spade, like, a love interest, but they never once addressed her. I don't think they even once said her name in here.
No, but
it's like, okay, it's something else. All right. Yeah, you show that the other characters are doing stuff, but they don't just have... Their lives aren't completely absorbed by Drac and his shenanigans.
No, it's like, I think they're like trying to make a point that Drac does not have a love interest, but the rest of his friends do.
Yeah, and Keegan-Michael... The only one who did have someone was Keegan-Michael Key as the mummy.
Yeah.
Which, man, Keegan-Michael Key, they replaced CeeLo Green, who was the mummy in the first one, with Keegan-Michael Key for the second one, because CeeLo Green had, like, some sexual harassment claims brought against him. And then I went into this film, and I was like, man, they brought back CeeLo Green for this? Well, I guess that just goes to show you. Just wait long enough and everybody forgets all the terrible stuff you do. I can't believe they brought CeeLo Green back and didn't keep Keegan-Michael Key. Then at the end, when Keegan-Michael Key came up, I was like, holy cow! He actually did, wow. He got to work doing that CeeLo Green impersonation.
Like, that being said, I'm glad there's, like, starting to be, like, a turnabout in, like, Hollywood where, like, people are, like, starting to, like, get a
people are starting to remember the terrible shit that people do. Yeah, because that was a thing for a long time. It was just like, oh, you do a terrible thing? Just go on vacation for 6 months. We'll all forget. It's like, no, Keegan-Michael Key is way better than CeeLo Green. We're happy with him as the mummy. So, yeah, the voice cast still does a great job in here. But again, the star attraction is just the animation. Like, I was looking at this, like, I might not have enjoyed this film all that much, but I would buy the crap out of an art book for this.
Oh, yeah, like, the visuals are absolutely gorgeous.
The visuals are great, especially, like, all the background characters.
Oh, yeah.
Like, in the previous couple films, like, oh, that's the monster over here, that's the monster over here. This is, like, really the first time in which I was like, I would follow an entire movie about that character over there. Like, there's a 9-tailed fox walking around.
Yeah, I noticed that.
She's never been in any of the previous ones, but they make sure to spotlight her. Again, that's got to be like an original design that Gindi came up with. They're like, I have to put this in something. No one wants to use anything? Fine, I'm going to put her in this film and I'm going to make sure to focus on her a lot. Because, yeah, she really stands out and she looks great. And when they get to Atlantis, it's a giant casino. Which, again, they gave all the other monsters stuff to do, and Frankenstein has a gambling problem. And at that moment, I went, you're just Fred Flintstone. You are 100% just Fred Flintstone, which I'm actually okay with.
Like, I don't know if this was intentional, but it's like Atlantis as like a gambling city, kind of like Atlantic City.
I think so. Okay. I think that's actually what it was supposed to be.
Okay, so yeah.
I think that. It didn't actually fully come to me, but I was like, that's kind of like this thing. Yeah, okay, I think you're right. But there's zombies working there. And there are these, like, really buff, like, Abercrombie and Finch hipster-looking zombies, and each of them
I thought they were, like, fish people, though.
Oh, no, they're, like, greens. Maybe they are. I thought they were supposed to be, like, the old-school, like, voodoo zombies. Because they had, like, that green skin.
Yeah, but, like, I thought they were fish people because they had the green skin, but, like, we didn't really get, like, a good look at them.
But, again, they have such a good design, but it's gone so quick. And that just says, like, how much work he put into everybody's design.
And then there's, like, the reverse mermen who have, like, fish tops and human bottoms, so it's like, I thought that was pretty funny.
That was funny. Mostly because Chris Parnell pulled the heck out of that performance. Again, all the voice actors really putting it in here, and Chris Parnell nailed the fish dudes. Chris Parnell was, oh man, I just remembered something that I have to bring up in a second. Chris Parnell just absolutely nailed the fish guy because the fish, you know, fish don't have any expressions. Chris Parnell put the least amount of expressions into those fish. Just, yes, sir. Just gave it that perfect dry wit.
Yeah.
He nailed that performance.
Which, like, butlers are supposed to have in cartoons, so, like.
He did a great job at that. Which I think Chris Parnell was actually in the first film as, like, the fly guy. I think I want to say that. And I don't remember that. I'm going to remember Chris Parnell was the fish dude in this. He really did a great job of that. But the star attraction of the combination of animation, voice acting, and humor, because I didn't really laugh at anything in this film. I was just like, that's fine. Except for one sequence that was hilarious in here. And I would watch an entire film, at least a short, just about this thing. When they are traveling to the cruise to the Bermuda Islands, they have to fly on a special monster-only airline.
Oh, yes.
Gremlin Air.
Yeah.
And it's being run by gremlins. The gremlins are amazing.
Oh yeah. It's like it was like a tribute to like the old like World War II cartoons with the gremlins taking apart the airplanes and stuff.
It was so smart because that was the thing from World War II, or even actually before that, it was like World War I. But they turned into cartoons during World War II.
Yeah.
Pilots believed that gremlins, little monsters, would like take their planes apart. So they have actual gremlins running the airplane, and they're just ripping everything apart in there. They were animated so well. The actors doing their lines were so great. I love watching them jump around. And also, they were designed to look like the actual gremlins from like the 1984 Gremlins movie, which there's all this talk about how we're doing a Gremlins 3. I was like, fuck all that shit. Get Genndy Tartakovsky to make the animated Gremlins movie. I would watch the crap out of that thing. I looked at them and I was like, they're kind of like Minions if Minions worked.
Yes.
If I liked the Minions.
And like they actually talked instead of like bunch of random gibberish.
Yeah, they actually talk, and I love all their lines. Like, there's a moment in which they're just like, "It's safe to travel around the compartment right now because we've just started our descent." And then, as they are just in a nosedive, the two gremlins in the cockpit just, "So, Bob, what are you doing this weekend?" "Oh, you know, gotta take the kids to soccer." As it's like, I love these little monsters.
They give 0 fucks, and
they're so good. They are. Listen, I'm pretty even on this one because there's nothing really here to enjoy all that much except the animation. Which again, when the animation's good, it's fucking fantastic. There's so many dance numbers in here. Like there's a moment which they're dancing through this temple and all these like traps are going off. But that dance number looks amazing. Drax has got like 5 snakes on each arm biting him and like arrows all on his back, but he's waving his arms down as he go and creates like this weird fan dance with the snakes. It's gorgeous looking. Or there's a moment in which the Kraken is dancing around. The Kraken has a big musical number in here. It looks so good.
He reminded me of like the crab from Moana.
Yes! The hermit crab. I thought the exact same thing. Yeah, man, Disney needs to snatch the Genndy Tartakovsky off. Take him away from Sony and give him some shit. Like, buy a Popeye. It can't cost more than a song right now.
Although, to be fair, Genndy is probably the reason why Sony is, like, still doing okay.
Oh, Sony. If Disney bought up Genndy Tartakovsky, Sony would be, like, holding on to his leg as he's, like
please don't go.
Dragging him out there. Dude, every bad decision that Sony has made, give it over to Genndy Tartakovsky. We're gonna reboot Ghostbusters, hand it over to Genndy Tartakovsky. I will watch that movie. But yeah, man, I would love to see. Wait, who owns the Gremlins? Is it Sony? No, it can't be Sony. I think it's Warner Brothers.
I think so. I don't know.
That's a shame. But yeah, man, I would love to see a Genndy Tartakovsky Gremlins film. But that entire segment, it's like the one thing that really pulls this out. It's the one thing that's like, even if you don't care about the animation, like I can't tell anybody out there who doesn't have kids that they really have to go out and see this in theaters unless they are like a big animation junkie. But if this comes on TV or if it comes on Netflix and you're not even a big animation junkie and you don't even really care about the other films, just put it on and fast forward to the plane segment. That entire sequence was hilarious. Like I just wanted that to be the entire film. But yeah, so aside from that one segment, I didn't really laugh at anything, but I wasn't cringing at anything.
No, like I said, it was just a fun little romp, in all honesty, so yeah.
So yeah, alright, score time, I'm gonna give this a 6.
Yeah, I give it like a 7, but
7, yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm more of an animation buff.
Yeah, again, it's made for the animation buffs out there. And yeah, so the fact that you're giving this higher than me is no surprise to anyone, but yeah, I'll give it a 6. It's, it's good. It's, again, like, there's nothing for me really here to enjoy aside the animation. So the lack of really good gags, but the animation's like, evens out to a 5. Those fucking gremlins then came in their shabby ass plane and rode this thing up to a 6. I'll give this a 6.66. There you go.
Like I basically the whole Hotel Transylvania franchise, I would give it like maybe a B- or a C+.
It's fine. Yeah. If we were going letter grades, B-, C+. Yeah. I give the first one a B. I give the second one like a C+. I give this one a solid C. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's like, right there. C+, it'd be nice. Yeah, alright, so thank you guys for tuning in. We did Skyscraper earlier today, so for the first time in a while, we're done with all of our reviews on a Friday. Hey! Alright, but join us next week when I have to see The Equalizer 2 and Mamma Mia 2. And we've recently started up a brand new show on here, the Post Geekout Retrospective, in which we go out and go back and look at films that we haven't talked about yet on this channel. Which it just hit me while we were watching this one. We talked about Hotel Transylvania 2, but we never talked about Hotel Transylvania 1. We probably should have done that this week.
Yeah, maybe.
But I never saw the first Equalizer, and I never saw the first Mamma Mia.
So you think we'll just do that first and then Hotel
We might-
Transylvania? Or do you want to wait till Thor You Ween to do...
We'll wait till Thor You Win to do
Okay.
Hotel Transylvania. But yeah, so in other words, what I'm trying to say is, next week there will be another Post Geekout Retrospective. And even though I'd like to do Equalizer, I know you motherfuckers want to see me get mad, so we're probably going to do Mamma Mia. But come back next week for our reviews of that. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Come back next time. Bye.
Bye.